Have you ever watched an Olive Garden commercial and then just really want to fuck some pasta?
He said that to me, word for word, the first time we met.
Well, to be fair, she was wearing a sweater as a scarf, so we both made some mistakes. And that pasta thing was one time.
Walter Lane was a mystery to me. I heard that his mom was a drunk who found discarded test tube sperm in the trash behind a cryogenics lab and fertilized herself with it, giving birth to a son that possessed every trait the company worked to get rid of. High risk for cancer, frayed nerve endings, mild to severe brain damage. He was scraps, but made with the most loving eggs.
Erica Sandel was a true enigma. Rumor had it she came from a family of bohemian artists, but in an act of teenage rebellion entered business school and decided to become a stockbroker. Trying to win her back, her parents snuck a high dose of psychotropic mushroom into a protein shake. She drank it, marathon 8 hours of the TV show Shark Tank, and decided to become the greatest inventor of all time.
He was supposed to be like a sexy modern Forrest Gump, mentally and physically handicapped, but lacking the superiority and self-satisfaction of other boys his age. He grew chili peppers in the mountains of Patagonia, made Patagonia fleeces in remote regions of Chile.
She was billed as a young, seductive Mark Cuban, marketing unofficial cops trading cards, licensing Maroon 5 action figures, starting an underground club where people dress as celebrities and fight each other as the ultimate act of fan service.
I needed to meet him, but straight reaching out is so inelegant.
It creates this relationship imbalance that never recovers.
So I posed as his dead grandfather and emailed him clues to a treasure hunt that ended by the East River.
So I posted cryptic threats on Facebook saying a bomb would go off if Erica wasn't present for the finale of my dead grandfather's treasure hunt. We met that night by the river.
Walter was slightly less than I imagined. The Patagonia and Chile trips were made-up locker room tales. His mom was a dermatologist from New Jersey who used a sperm donor. A week before we met, Walter had electrocuted himself while balancing a TV on the edge of a tub. Also the pasta sex.
Erica wasn't quite what I had pictured. Celeb Fight Club was her only invention that got past the idea stage. She actually decided not to go to business school because of a 2.3 high school GPA and a guidance counselor who stopped responding to emails, phone calls, and court summons. Now she was skirting by as an off-the-book tester for experimental Alzheimer medication.
And yet, I sensed some form of greatness in him.
She also had this Jenny Says qual I couldn't quite put my finger on.
Why hadn't more guys tried to have sex with pasta? I imagine it's softer than their hands.
I would pay good money to see Marissa Tomei and Elton John beat the shit out of each other.
So we kept talking. I helped him tear up the books that old teachers had begged him to read.
I helped her shred all the money that her parents had sent.
We spitballed ideas for a samurai training academy on the coast of Oklahoma.
We designed fake ID that claimed we were the children of will.i.am.
We were in love, but quickly realized it couldn't last. He stepped on the back of my feet at least once every 2 minutes.
And I could not remember her name for the life of me. We had to part ways.
That night, I developed Pasta Pleasure, a new sex toy to be sold exclusively at Olive Garden, dedicating the pesto add-on to Walter and promising him 34% of backdoor dividend receipts.
I took over her celebrity wrestling club, planning to quickly rise through the ranks as America's sweetheart, Jason Biggs. I also started wearing a sweater as a scarf. People respect me for my frugalness and individuality now.
Walter wasn't what I expected. He's like a calzone. Messy and complex and lovable, but too hot to let in my mouth for any extended period of time.
Erica was beautiful and brilliant and impossible to understand, like a tree.
If it wasn't love, it was definitely something similar, like Lurve or loaf or Lurve.